Hello everyone, I appreciate the opportunity to give this speech. I know this whole situation isn't ideal. When our country was hit with this pandemic and the class first went into quarantine on March 18th, we had no idea that it'd be the last time we would actually be learning together at downtown. That it would be the last time we walked around the field at recess, the last time we would eat lunch in the cafeteria, and worst of all, the last time we would be saying, "Thank you, Mr. Bailey," to our beloved crossing guard. But this quarantine has also given us a lot of time to reflect on all the good memories that we've had at downtown. We've grown to know each other over our time at downtown. Some of us had almost a decade here, and others just had this 1 year. But either way, we're family, and we've had some great times together. From the dances in the cafeteria, where we would all circle around the only people who could dance, to the jogathon, where we would avoid getting marked at all costs. And even the field trips over the years, where we would inevitably get a talking to for being too loud and distracting the driver. And let's not forget the little moments too. This is for the times where Jackson would dance in front of the classroom to strange songs, to the intense games that capture the flag that admittedly got a little too intense at times, and for almost daily screaming Carl Azous's name before watching CNN 10. I've really enjoyed being the student body class president this year, and just thank you. But by far, the best part about getting to go to school together for so long is that I get to see everyone grow up and become an even better person than they were the year before. We all get to see that in each other. Not only that, but since we have mostly the same classmates for so long, we get a chance to explore new friend groups while still keeping our old ones close as well. As fortunate as I am to have a majority of my friends going to the same high school as me, I still am excited to meet more people and expand my friend group, and I'm sure my classmates could agree. And I thank them. Thank you, class of 2020, for always giving me a reason to go to school and be productive. Without you guys, I think I would just go live under a bridge somewhere, so I wouldn't have to go to school. I also want to thank all of our teachers, administrators, counselors, and all of our other staff for being there for us, putting this together and allowing us to graduate and have a great time throughout our years at downtown. Thank you, Mrs. Barthelmess, for putting up with us and having a great time at downtown. Thank you, Mrs. Rand and Mrs. Harshman, for coaching, helping put together so many events, and being the backbone of downtown. Thank you, Mrs. Virginia, Mrs. Cynthia, Mrs. Chavez, and any other ladies in the office. You deal with so much, and it's rarely recognized, so thank you. Special thanks to Mr. Lara for being the best security guard any of us could have imagined. You're amazing, and we're all going to miss you a lot. Thank you to our after-school leaders for giving us so much to do and letting us have such a fun time in our extra hours of school. Shout out to Mrs. Lisa for always having us drama kids' back. We're going to miss you so much as well. Thank you to our yard duties for keeping an eye on all of us and being there for us. Some of you were like family to us, so thank you. Thank you, Mr. Bailey, for crossing us too many times to count, sitting in the hot sun, and being an amazing crossing guard. Thank you to all of our teachers that we've had throughout the years. You've shaped us into the people we are. And finally, thank you, Mrs. Payne and Mrs. Mayer. You two had to deal with all of us for 2 years in a row, and neither of you went insane, so that's absolutely amazing. From the projects that you let us do despite us being too loud at times, for the cooking class, art, science experiments, and even more. None of us would be here without you both, and I just thank you so much. These years at downtown are the foundations for the rest of our lives. We'll be moving on, but none of us will ever forget the teachers, classmates, and anyone else here at downtown who helped us get to where we are. I know the people in my class. They're smart, nice, funny, and I could even go so far as to say some of them are brilliant. I know we're all going to great places, but without everyone here at downtown in the district, we'd all be lucky to snatch up a job at McDonald's. And thank you to my classmates, my friends, class of 2020. Never forget who you are. You're all amazing people, so don't let anything change that in the years to come. Thank you, everyone, and have a fantastic day.
Good morning, parents, teachers, staff, and class of 2020. I stand here before you looking back on many years of legacy that we have made together. Some of you have been with us since kindergarten and others have joined along the way. But most importantly, we have all come together and learned to live like family. And just like family, there have been ups and downs, but we always rise to the occasion, not to mention the current struggles of this pandemic, COVID-19. We may be apart physically, but still together in our hearts. Speaking of looking back over the years, we have had some pretty amazing teachers. Not only have they done a great job with their teachings, but they have created some fantastic memories. Remember the time when Miss Rand kissed a pig? Or what about the time we had a dunk tank for game day and got to dunk some of the staff and some of our parents as well? Let's not forget the sumo wrestling teachers. Wasn't that great? Oh, and we all know what it meant to get that elbow from Miss Lennox. We can't forget all of the wishful thoughts hoping the dress code violations would soon be a thing of the past. We all wish that when we duct tape Miss Barthelmess to the wall, she would get stuck forever so that we would never get dress coded again. Then there was Mr. Laura, who could be stern, yet was always up for a good laugh. For example, Kiana would dress up and impersonate him, and he even joined in on the laughter. Those were great times. Now, looking at the current day, there are two people we definitely do not want to leave out, Miss Mayer and Miss Payne. These two teachers have gone out of their way to help us achieve our goals in moving on to higher education. As Miss Fogarty would say, as you can see, it's been one big blur of fun. As we grow and mature in life, may we reflect on happy memories. Remember, being fair to others is just as important as being fair to ourselves. May we take our knowledge from downtown school and use it to soar to new heights of education. Our education may have been interrupted by COVID-19, but as a true and mighty downtown dragons, we won't let it stop us. As a wise person once said, now that you've graduated, just remember, high school teachers don't usually accept notes from your mother. With that said, let me conclude by putting it very simply. Downtown Dragons, class of 2020. Not only are we now graduates, but we survived the pandemic. Congratulations.
The theme this school year is CAMP, Camp Downtown, Children Achieving Maximum Potential. We strive to provide to our students and families an education that goes beyond the basics to heights of enrichment, service, and enjoyment for all. After all, our school motto is excellence in everything. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "We must remember that intelligence is not enough. The function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character. That is the true goal of education." At Downtown School, we have a strong tradition of excellence in academics, attendance, citizenship, and parent involvement. Our goal is to teach you how to think, not what to think. In order to focus on developing character in our students, Downtown School purposes to include many opportunities outside the required curriculum for our students. We learn of a need and we create a plan of action to do something about the challenge. Did you know that children are dying of cancer and there's very little funding for research to find cures? That we need to conserve water and clean up our environment? That there are families who don't have shoes to wear or a bountiful feast for the holidays? That there are animals needing rescue? These are just a few of the examples of the service learning projects that we've supported in making the world a better place than how we found it. Many of our middle school students faithfully attend monthly workshops designed to grow the leadership potential within each one of them and showcase examples of leaders who have overcome obstacles in order to serve in important roles around our state. The Leadership Academy practices character enhancement by volunteering and attending conferences, learning about students working as change agents for positive action around the globe. Our students have grown by taking on leadership roles around campus and across our community. Downtown students volunteered countless hours at school and in our community this year, raised over $6,000 for the NATE Foundation in Penny Wars, honored America's veterans, collected shoes for the homeless, and gathered donations and supplies for the Ronald McDonald House, among other numerous group and individual efforts. We expect the class of 2020 to take these practices into the next phase of your development in high school and make a positive impact wherever you go. Another quote from the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. states, "Everybody can be great because anybody can serve." You don't have to be a college degree to serve. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love. Well, we love each of you graduates and consider you as leaders with the potential, talent, effort, and inspiration to make a positive impact in this world and achieve your goals and dreams. Students, you've had families and many wonderful teachers, coaches, and others supporting you. I am confident that the foundation you've acquired from years of study at Downtown School has prepared you for the next steps in your education and that you will be very successful in high school and beyond. I would like to thank our junior high school team of Mrs. Tablet, Mrs. Payne, and Mrs. Mayer, and all your past teachers, and most importantly, your parents, for all they have invested in your lives. This may not have been the graduation ceremony and celebration that any of us anticipated before learning about the novel coronavirus, but it is our celebration of your accomplishments, and nothing can diminish the importance of your achievements. You deserve the honor, recognition, and respect that all graduates have earned. So, congratulations. Remember that this may be the end of your Downtown School story, but it is the beginning of new chapters of your life. May all of you fondly reminisce about your formative years spent at Downtown School and go forth into your futures confident in your readiness to meet the challenges that lie ahead. You have been guided into development as educated young people of excellent character. May you strive to live a life full of maximum potential. I am so very proud of you and I congratulate you. Downtown School's graduating class of 2020. Go Dragons!